Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today we are here in S2-54, which is comprised of kingdoms 178 through 181. We have a little bit of a showdown here. I ended up getting a update, and ping, always have to give shout outs when those happen, as long as I remember. That's the most important part. But from 1013 was the person's name who reached out. Apparently it is Kaos and SVTP versus everyone is what we are dealing, or I guess seeing here at the moment. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a lay of the land here, right, for us new attenders, because again, attendees, I should say. I haven't actually checked out S2-54 myself yet. So again, knowing that it's SVTP Chaos versus everyone, this actually seems somewhat decent just off of every others here. A little bit of a pocket. Ooh, another pocket there. All right, I mean, definitely big-ish pocket. Okay, but let's look at Alliance Power. So we got SVTP by what, 500, 420, 410 million ahead of DP. And then Chaos, D, and GBC. I mean, pretty close there, right, if you think about it. If we look at merits, you can see here SVTP and DP. I mean, this is really close, right? You're within about 17 mil of each other. D and G a little bit above Chaos, and BC right there in the mix. So, I mean, this seems, again, we'd have to look at what the top 100 looks like here. However, I would say, or sorry, top 200, I should say, to kind of look at what the spread is for players on either side. But we are going to be getting in on some PvP action here at the bottom of the left quarter choke point of the ramp here in Season 2 for that final Zone 4. And I wonder who's building. So this is DP's building. And there, because I think earlier, and again, just before we started, I think a little earlier, as I was trying to finish up something so I could actually get here to start watching some PvP. I believe it was SVTP who was actually on the flag burning it down. And let's zoom out, kind of show you a little bit of lay of the land here as well. You can see, I mean, this is barricaded probably more than Fort Knox here on the southern end. Even going out wide, we got one keep, two keeps there. This is going to be the SVTP area. Two keeps, kind of running up 2x2 on the flags there. Still got some players up there. Let's look at where we got. So Chaos is up here, SVTP, and then red. Who's red? This is because they said versus everyone. So I wonder, are they fighting over here? Oh, they're not. They're not even building. Oh, there's a flag here, though. Whose flag is this? Yo, shout out to Raven3333. That's what I'm talking about. Put that work in when no one is paying attention. However, this is not going to connect. But again, man, sneaky sneak. That's how we do it. And then we got DNG. So they got to be fighting against Chaos. Is there? Oh wow, look at this. So they are getting pressured a little bit here. So DNG is putting some build work in hour 10. They're also removing forts over here. Okay, so they're doing the multiple lane work that you would be expecting of alliances to do if you're trying to attack from multiple fronts or applying pressure on multiple fronts. It would be cool if they wanted to build here. I guess it doesn't really matter at the end because this is still going to follow the same line, so you can still disconnect over here at the joint. So that's not really going to be the kind of end of the world. You have... This is interesting, though. So are they removing these flags here from Chaos? Because they could be flanking, but maybe they're not? That's interesting, because that's touching SVTP. And then you have... Or, sorry. Oh, no, this is SVTP Chaos. Excuse me. I'm like, why? I'm trying to get these names right. So you got one here. We got DP. We got BC. And then you have DNG. So those are the three alliances fighting here. They came from here, so they're kind of middle, getting attacked from the west. Okay, got it. So we have the lay of the land right now. Let's get in on some action here. So, I mean, DP isn't bad, man. They have decent. Hang on, let's see if we can get this. Yeah, there we go. Got to try and get the max zoom out. I wish we could actually have a little bit more, but man, beggars can't be choosers. All right, let's take a look and see how things are going. Let's see if we can do... Can we max this out too? Sweet, let's do that. You guys know me. I like to draw! No, it's like, go boss, calm down. All right. Hopefully, you guys are telling me know if you can hear the sound effects. I turned it up to 20. I'm hoping it comes through. If not, I might try to turn it up to 25 or 30. So, because honestly, I probably should watch my playbacks. I just don't all that often because I just, for whatever reason, part of me feels like half the time, sometimes, or maybe half or less than half the time, the audio effects will actually play, and sometimes they don't. So it's weird. Or unless I just have the volume too low and no one can hear it. I mean, there's always that possibility too. All right. Here we go for our first kind of decent enclosure. DP applying some more pressure here at SVTP as they're attempting to kind of settle what seems to be their line. Remember, this is what we talk about when we want to see lines. I want to see a line like this, right? Or I'll even take if you're going to curve. I'm fine with that either way. This is kind of no bueno, right? You don't necessarily want to be jumbling yourself and condensing or hiving yourself in that type of way. Right? You want to really be spreading out as much as humanly possible. So in DP's case, I'd actually be okay if they did something like this, kind of, right? Because then you're boom, 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 right? And obviously if you're stretching out this way. The other thing that they could be doing, and we've talked about this a few times already, is if you're going to be applying pressure, the big thing is you want to avoid hiving because as the units will layer on top of each other and or just being close to each other, you don't want to be taking all that unnecessary AoE damage, right? You want to be able to have more spread and be a little bit more spaced out than your opponents, so that way you're taking less AoE damage and inflicting more on your opponents, right? That's kind of the idea. Ooh, multiple time bombs being thrown down there. Now, the other side of this is that it would be good if DP / anyone else, I mean, really, it might be hard for BC to get over there, but for DP to be attempting to cut off the supply line, right? So in DP's case, this is actually not bad, what they're doing right now. Maybe if they had a few more units here, and then essentially what they could be doing, and we'll show you this on the map, right? If they were like this, something like this, right? And then they're just all basically waiting for these people to come down here, here, and then bam, you got your kill box, right? And everyone's just kind of firing in. This is really what you'd like to try and do, where you're applying pressure on what you would kind of consider this to be more of a secondary. You could consider it a primary, but I based on where they're at right now, I would consider it to be a little bit more of a secondary. And then you're allowing your main force to apply the pressure, still reinforcing the main force, but then trickling in some reinforcements, maybe on like a 10% rate over there to the secondary that's on the ramp. And then you're just kind of whittling them down because they're not able to get as many reinforcements through that supply line back to where that SVTP's main force was trying to come to the flag. Now you're seeing DP pushing them out and SVTP a little bit now on the defensive going back to the ramp as we have DP just slowly encircling. Again, probably could be a little bit faster over here. And this is actually not bad, man. C-Bum putting up some work right here with that Atheist, I think Thea, if I'm saying that right. Doesn't look like a Freygar, unless I'm cray-cray for not Cocoa Puffs. It could be. Let's see real quick. Oh, I don't have anyone unlocked, and I have to wait for this tutorial thing, right? Thea. Yeah, Thea's... Okay, never mind. It did look like Thea with the mask. There we go. I have to get these icons a little bit better. So I was going to keep watching more PvP. All right. Now, at the ramp play, this is where we would typically see, at times, a little bit of indecision, right? When we're watching PvP on the ramp, there usually plays out where we kind of get lots of stalemates. Now, we are starting to, I think, see a little bit more proactiveness in whether or not you're going to actually push all the way up the ramp and try to fight, if you're going to bring in some flying units and then try to apply some pressure just to thin out the herd a bit and then do the push up the ramp. If you're going to try and just start attacking, because this is the thing you have to think about, right? They have a flag here. Oh, hang on, where's the flag? Flag here, right? But they have all this, where's another flag? Here we go. Am I missing where they're getting the extra territory from? Because this territory doesn't show all the way. That's weird. Maybe it's just extending to fill the gap? I mean, who knows? It's weird. Anyways, with that in mind, I don't know if I would do what DP is doing right now. I like that it feels like they're trying to recollect/regather themselves, but I wouldn't be doing this poke game unless you know you have the numbers advantage, right? So not kind of getting caught overextending. For example, where you saw Slayer 666, right? West Side, Schmorty doing again, this is where you kind of want that, right? You want that back and forth where you are putting yourself in a more favorable position, which means is that you're either all going to kind of attack together or you're not, right? Because you don't want to be singled out where you're getting 2v1, 4v1, 6v1, 8v1, 9v1, 9v2, right? You want numbers to really kind of be in your favor when the ratios play out, when you decide to engage in an actual fight. Now, SVTP hanging out here at the top of the ramp. Now, if, for example, DP is usually what you want to see happening, would be all three of the alliances pushing at the same time, right? Where DNP is applying pressure while DNP is engaged with the main force. You have the other two alliances that are able to apply pressure from the other ends. This is where you essentially force the focus to try and remain on this DP/SVT front. Meaning that you need to be creating enough havoc so you can have BC pressuring deep Chaos, and then from the opposite side, you can continue to have DNG pressuring Chaos from there, right? You have to basically get to a point where you have pushed Chaos, I would say, probably to about here, right? So you need to just exit. You need to get all these out of here, right? And get to a point where you can get, I would say, to this line. Because if you can get to this line, now you're getting closer to actually touching SVTP territory. You can even go this way. There's the ramp, and then bam, now you're here at SVTP territory. Now you're here at their territory. Now you're here. You're just getting closer. But usually, the best way to get this done is to apply pressure simultaneously. Not necessarily where you're kind of doing, and bear in mind, right, I don't know what the landscape is and how much fighting everyone's been doing, who has what left in the tank, right? I am not even saying that I know how much they do. What I'm saying is that in the general sense, because I've done this before with alliances when we were running our project in 65 and we were going up against another alliance, we saw that our best gains were done when we were applying pressure on 3 and 4 fronts. Comparatively, when we were only fighting on one front, right? The idea is that when you're fighting against bigger alliances or stronger alliances, the need for dispersing their attention on multiple fronts is really the best thing that you can do, with the exception, there is an asterisk here, but the asterisk really is what I consider to be a very high level or top tier level asterisk, meaning that the only way you wouldn't need to do that, and I don't know if need is the right word. Let's just say a way that you can do it in another way, right? Whether or not you're still applying pressure from multiple fronts or not, would be if you're just able to out-strategize, right? And just have better tactics, better coordination, better discipline for your players within your alliance/union versus the others or the opposition. That's the only time where I would say you can make an argument for, YOLO 420 Brick Squad, and you're just so much more well-rounded and well-versed than your opponents to where you are truly what I consider to be outplaying your opponents. Now, if I ever see that, I will lose my shiitake mushrooms. With that in mind. We'll get to see what else is going to happen here. Did we just get a little bit of action? Because they're not moving. So, oh, I see. Some SVT. Okay. Are they coming this way? Yeah, there is. There's one ramp, and then there's... I'm curious what they're doing here. Is there any... Oh, wow, there's nothing. I actually thought there might have been some pressure being put here. That would have been smart, as if they would have actually Oh, they can't. So I forgot. It's locked in. Everyone's like, boss, where are you going, boss? I'm going nowhere. Okay, I just wanted to go see what the scenery was like down there, okay? It was really nice mountains. Jeez. Okay. Oh, look, the flag leader. The flag leader. Oh, wait, I'm tripping. Is it a rally? It looks like it is. Let's see. Where are they even aiming this rally? Oh. I think that's their push to come down. Okay, let me run away for a sec. Oh, we're back. We're back. Did it disperse? What happened? What'd I miss? I had to open the door for my daughter. I totally forgot that it's almost time for her to come home. What happened to it? Is it still going? Oh, so it did disperse. So, weird. I thought they would actually have let that go farther, but I guess not. I guess not. So, I also thought that they would have brought everyone else in. If you're going to run a rally like that, typically you should want to coordinate with your other player, and essentially as the rally's coming down, everyone else should be coming down, right? I mean, in this sense, you'd want to fight kind of along here, right? Applying pressure. So, or not pressure, but just, again, establishing a line at that point. I mean, this kind of seemed not in favor here of SVTP. Instead, it feels like a little bit more in favor of DP based on that the rally, I guess, didn't get supported is probably the best way to really put it. So that would have been great if we could have seen that happen. However, it didn't. Okay. Maybe a reason for that not happening? If so, let us know. Yeah, but this seems to be the trend that we're seeing a lot too as well when we're watching fights, is just heavy barricades, right? People getting their level... Oh, I'm saying, where's the thing? No, am I lagging? No! I can't click on anything! My screen isn't moving! Dang it. I don't know what's happening. Is it just... Okay, we're good. Whew, I was tripping. I thought we were done. All right, here we go. Now SVTP making a push. I mean, again, would have been nice if everyone else would have got in on the action as well, but clearly that didn't happen. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, lock the door, please. Thanks. Okay. Now we're back. Awesome. I see. It was good time. It was a good thing I left. Right. Responsible parent. No, but seriously, good thing I left so I could open the door. All right. Now SVTP. Okay, so this isn't bad, what we're seeing right now. A little bit more of a spread here. This is right up my alley for just sexiness, right? So again, decent spread. Wherever you're going to apply, you're not necessarily going deep into your opponent's territory, avoiding taking that barricade slow effect, and you're fighting a little bit more at range. I mean, DP doing a little bit of that as well. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how wide they're spreading. However, I want to see them coordinating their PvP. Are we focus firing with the spread? Are we just spreading out and everyone's kind of attacking individuals on their own? I like how SVTP is not necessarily going heavy in and trying to avoid, or I should say, while by doing that, avoiding taking those slow effects. Instead of using the perimeter to their advantage, right? Almost like a bunch of ants just kind of going along the range. But, I mean, this isn't bad, right? This is pretty good. I like what I'm seeing from DP. However, the spread is good, but the engagement can be better, right? That's where we're falling a decently bit short here. Instead of being that far back, be a little bit more up here on the line, right? Take advantage of this. Why not have these 10, 12 units attacking here, being in a position to attack the front line? Why not have all these units right here attacking the front line, right? Now we're getting a little bit more condensed. Remember, play to your strengths, right? I would almost even push back maybe a little bit here just so you can use this edge, right? Bam, now you have that spread. Compared, now you have this spread, right? You're almost doubling your width. Think about that, right? This, again, requires, though, for players to be in a voice call, for you to have instructions already explained and disseminated to your teammates, also letting them know, right? We did a whole video on this, on how to really prepare yourself for war, for PvP, with how that preparation should be going into Season 2 and beyond. For those of you that haven't watched that video, whether you are running an alliance or you're in leadership positions for alliances, or if you're members that are just looking to kind of get a good idea on, hey, is my alliance doing this or not? Fantastic video, and if I remember, I'll put a link to that in the description. However, I think it was a few videos ago from this one that we ended up doing. It is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so now DNP looking a little bit better, right? Instead of maybe doing a full line, at least in that moment a few seconds ago, it actually looked like they had two groups. One that was over here kind of northwest, and then one southeast. However, the line is good. This isn't bad. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Right, I'd rate this line right now based on the width, probably like a 6, 7 out of 10, which is pretty good so far. Chaos, coming in, or at least a few Chaos members, maybe 1 or 2 Chaos I saw there. But now you have, and these DMP members here, I guess this isn't actually that bad if you're having your tanks focusing on one end or the other, but you have to make sure that you're being supported, right? So again, if you're going to send your tank in, you need to be having your other units going in as well, so you're not having this constant delay of damage being stalled out because you're too far away and you're not constantly moving with your infantry / cav in order to keep that pressure going, right? Because if your infantry is moving up, but your mage archers and celestials aren't moving up, as an example, and your opponents stop for a moment, they're going to be able to start immediately 6, 9, 10, 15 v1ing or 15 v2ing, right? Those infantry units. You want to make sure that you're kind of tethered. Think of it like you're like you have a string. This is your infantry, and this is your ranged. If your infantry is moving, you don't just stand here while the infantry moves, right? You're moving together. So if you're adjusting yourself like that, if you're adjusting inwards, right, you have to think of it like that because you don't want there to be an extreme delay in when you're able to start doing damage because you're not close enough to be doing anything with your units on the attack. So just something to keep in mind. Right now, you're getting the situation. Now, I wonder if this is what DP wanted, is to kind of push SVTP into this corner, force them to kind of do the long walk all the way around, which to me feels like it still plays a little bit more into the strengths here of DP. Why? Because they still have to go through some barricades, maybe not a lot. And now this would actually be a good opportunity if they put some barricades here, right? And this isn't bad. I guess they still have to go through those. Wait, did I go too far? $10 because I went too far. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a corner. They really don't have anywhere else to go. I'm tripping. I was like, well, they're going to go all the way. I did it again. I was like, yeah, they're going to run all the way around to the ramp. But, yeah. I mean, Whitefields can get out. This guy's like, see ya, deuces. Yeah, too bad you can't fly, suckers. It's rough. Right? So you can see there. But, I mean, again, DP should know this. If you have units that are running down, they're not going to be able to go anywhere. This is cut off. So, right, and they can't really go west, right, because there's no bridge. So this is actually, I wonder if this is something that DP is aware of, and they're kind of funneling the SVT players into a kill box because they can't get out from there. So to me, the heads-up play from DP now is maybe leave that. Maybe let some of your Cav or your Celestials go and deal with some of those stragglers. Come on back and start immediately applying pressure. I mean, look at this. They do not have that many units up here. If I was DP, I would gather all my forces at the bottom of the ramp, and I would seriously make a play for pushing the top of the ramp. Yeah. I'd say push the top of the ramp, and then I would say, honestly, if they're going to push top of it, I would say go straight to the middle. I would say fight right around here. Yeah, I don't see any flags there in the middle. I don't see any keeps there in the middle. And there's no barricades, right? Most of those are on the front end. But DP has an opportunity here, especially with how they were able to push that out. Let's go see, let's go see how our boy 3333 is doing. The lone survivor. Well, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, so we have to be gender neutral. The individual is still there. Raven 3333. You are a champion. I just want to say that to you. You're amazing. Stay humble. Okay, let's go see how it's going over here. Remember, we're seeing some pressure being applied from, I can't remember the alliance name, D&G, right? So it looks like they removed those barricades. No one's really applying pressure. D&G's got 45 minutes until that flag's done, and then I'm sure they're going to immediately go ahead and run that flag out. Now, but I mean, if they wanted to, they could go start removing these barricades too as well from Chaos to push a little bit more in, but not bad. I mean, again, right? Would you like to see more people from BC on those flags up there? 100%. Yeah, man. But DP's holding their own, man. They are holding their own. At least for, we should say, what we're watching right now, to be specific and clear. All right, let's see what we're running a lot of. I don't think we had a chance to take a look at that. So, mages, archer mix, got a cav, infantry. So, yeah, a lot of ranged. Infantry, mage, cav. Let's see what they got here at the top. We got infantry, cav, infantry, mage. Oh, so decent mix of mage and archers, though, here. Another infantry, another cav coming. Okay. Not bad. A little bit more well-rounded, I guess, based on the small numbers right now as we're stopping players come back in. But, man, well, look, we are almost at 30 minutes. I'm at 27 beyond right now. This has been incredibly fun to watch. Even though a little bit smaller scale, right, in the amount of units that are engaging. But, hey, listen, for me, has been enjoyable. You guys know I love watching as much PvP as possible. So DP, SVTP, man, good fights back and forth. I love how they're still going. I think they've been going over like an hour or two so far now, because I know they were going well before I started recording. So awesome to see the matchup here in S2-54. Looks like they're still going at it. Who knows how much longer it's going to be lasting for, if this will be days or weeks. And again, if you're playing in S2-54, let me know. How has the fighting been going? What have you been enjoying about it? Are you enjoying the back and forth with the alliance matchups that we have right now, right? If those are accurate for what we described in the beginning, or no, you just want to tear each other's faces off and you hate each other. I mean, listen, whatever gets you guys through the day, right? But let me know in the comments down below. And for those of you that are watching at home / from other kingdoms, right? What are you enjoying about the PvP we've been showing off? And of course, as always, if there's anything else you guys want to see or different types of coverage for PvP, let me know there too as well. I'm always happy to be inspired by something else. And that is going to do it for me, as usual. So until next time, I will catch you later.